In 2002, a Barbie come out, and the Barbie was pregnant, and this was a huge controversy and would end up being pulled off the shelves. You would probably remember seeing Midge. This is Midge right here. But Midge originally came out as first appeared in Barbie Land, or Barbie. We first got introduced to her in 1963. There would be a few more releases after that. She even had a husband named Alan who was not as popular as she was, and they were not really able to market Alan very well. But anyway, in 2002, there was a collection called the Happy Family Collection, and it would show Midge, who was pregnant and had a detachable magnetic stomach, and inside of that was a baby girl. And parents absolutely hated this. It did not go over well and would end up being pulled off of the shelves. And I'll explain a little bit why it was pulled off of the shelves, but we're going to dive into Midge's character. So Midge came out in 1963, was Barbie's best friend and then neighbor, and then it would come out again in the 1980s. And her husband, of course, was not as popular. Alan, people say he was like the least because you had Ken, and then he was supposed to be Ken's best friend, and like it just didn't make any sense because Ken was like Barbie's sidekick basically. But anyway, Midge would come out, and that's what Midge's story was. And supposedly she had some other kids. When they re-released it later on, like in I think the mid-2000s, when they released Midge again, Midge did not have any kids and she was not married. But yeah, this Barbie sparked so much controversy. People were mad because Midge, first people were saying she wasn't married because the set did not come with Midge's husband. It was just pregnant Barbie. They were saying that somehow it was promoting teen pregnancy. People were outraged over it. And of course, it ended up being pulled off of the shelves. But I also thought this was a really different thing to see. Mattel pulled it off, and then to see her in Barbie Land in the movie, it was kind of cool actually to see them brought back. But I just thought I would tell you guys about this little bit of history because I thought it was wild.